him, he said, I'm from an old era. I said, we want you to speak because we want you to be a mirror for us, reminding about what all good that we have done in the past. Thank you, sir. Your session has definitely given some idea in terms of how it was dealt in the past and how it should be dealt right now. So now we have K. Srinivas Reddy, sir, editor Telangana Today, to give away the speech. Fortunately, I had to work with him. I am blessed and honored. For the past 3 years, I am writing article called Cyber Talk. Thank you, sir. Please give your valuable speech.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks to Mr. Stephen Ravindra and Anil Garu and Krishna Garu for inviting me here to share some of my thoughts on these new challenges. I would call it as the biggest challenges journalism is facing now in the recent times. As my senior colleague had already pointed out, I also come from the print background, but I say I have dabbled with this new journalism, and I have set up a new newsroom, which is digital, which has a digital presence, which we have a very strong digital presence also. So I think I will narrate or I will list out some of these biggest challenges what we face in the transformation of the print newsroom into the digital newsroom. Just to recap on what Somsekhar had been elucidating, the kind of process of information consumption, it was very linear in the earlier days. Reporter to sub-editor to gatekeeper, news editor, printer, publisher, then it is published and it reaches the reader. And then the feedback also, you write a letter or an email or this thing and we get it and we publish it. The news cycle was almost 24 hours. But with the rapid expansion of technology, new technologies coming into existence and new technologies becoming available for a very cheap price, 5G, 4G or you have touchscreen phones available for right from 10,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Everything is available. The new technologies are available for a cheap price now. Not like about 10 years ago when you had to spend a lot of money to use new technologies. So with this, the news consumption as well as news collection has also undergone a rapid change. What was earlier a 24-hour news cycle has shrunk to about, let us say, 30 seconds or a max of 1 minute. In that time, we are collecting news, we are disseminating news, we are sharing news, and everything is possible because of this technology, which is available for 10,000 rupees, whether you are literate or illiterate or it doesn't matter. It is literacy neutral. I may be a construction worker, but I am consuming information on that. I may be a journalist, I may be producing here. But the biggest problem here is, along with this cheap technology that is available, it has opened many-fold this thing. What we see, a Canon camera there worth about 4 to 5 lakhs, or a video camera there, is available in this. It is my phone, it is my still camera, it is my video camera, it is my transmitter, it is my dissemination tool, it is my sharing tool, and it is my monetizing technology also. Monetizing of the information is the biggest challenge we are facing now. If you look at the print, I have to print it and I have to use advanced technology to print color editions, and then I have to depend on the age-old system of distribution, line distribution, where a human being has to come in front of your house and distribute the newspaper. So much of different departments are to work in unison to get a newspaper across to you at 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. But with the advent of this digital journalism and the rapid expansion of social media folders, within seconds I am able to transmit because thanks to this. So the so-called citizen journalism, it's a welcome trend. It is not there is a cognitive surplus in the society. Everybody is an expert in their own field. It is not just Srinivas Reddy or Somshekhar or Stephen Ravindra who are experts in their fields. Everybody is an expert in what's a part of this thing. So when the society taps into this cognitive surplus, wonders can be done. How do we tap into cognitive surplus? Digital media can help us. For example, if there is a development that is happening, if there is a international development that has happened, earlier days it was left only for the subject experts to interpret that. I recall an experiment done by the Guardian in UK, where the UK Parliament had thrown open all the expenses of the public representatives, thrown open, and voluminous data. Thousands of terabytes of data was thrown open to public, and the traditional media was unable to do anything because it takes a lot of time to go through that for the subject expert and come out with a conclusion. So what the Guardian did was, it had asked all the experts in the society, it had thrown open all that information to them and asked them to come out with their conclusions. The kind of a citizen journalism, I would take that example rather than the citizen journalism which we are experiencing now. Citizen journalism can be a bad road condition, a traffic, impasse at a road, being highlighted by somebody, or it could be an issue being highlighted by somebody. This is all okay. But when this citizen journalism is used as a tool for spread of malicious information, the problem comes. We'll go back to the Guardian. There were a lot of retired people who were excellent in statistics, who are excellent in analyzing things, who are excellent in using Python or other data mining tools, with which they came out and they come up with the conclusions which showed that all the elected representatives were spending thousands and lakhs of pounds in waste. So the government was forced to come up with measures to check misuse of the public funds by the public representatives, courtesy the experiment done by the Guardian. We are yet to see this kind of a journalism practiced being in India. So this is one example where the digital journalism or digital availability of the digital technologies can be put to the best use. Now we come to the deadliest use of this thing. We hear so many rumors being spread out. Just as the social media was expanding about, let us say about 10 years ago, Twitter and Facebook were just gaining roots in Indian society. We had this supposed news item about Northeast people being attacked in Hyderabad, in this very city. I was with the Hindu at the time when I reported that. All the people from Northeast, especially those living and working in Hyderabad, they dashed to their new Northeastern states, and for 2 or 3 days, Secunderabad railway station was full, packed. Government, if I remember correctly, had to run a special train to evacuate these people. Despite all the efforts to placate them, proved futile. How did it happen? It happened with a Facebook post or a Twitter post. Somebody with some mischief element had posted some photograph or a visual of Northeastern people being attacked, and that was taken as a fact. The same incident got repeated in Karnataka 2 years later, and the same incident had happened. And in the recent times, if we come to the recent times, we have heard about rumors about child lifting gangs going on the prowl. Despite Hyderabad being billed as the most advanced cities in the country, I'm very sorry to tell you that one person was beaten to death in the old city of Hyderabad because of this rumor mongering, because of the social media. Then what will be the role of the traditional media to counter that? That is a big question, because with the advent of this social media and the new age journalism that we are talking about, the print is also there, but most of these print organizations are still struggling to get their digital imprints their ability to go digital is still hampered because they are strongly tethered to the print. The orientation is only towards the print, which has got a 24-hour news cycle, whereas the digital, it is just within seconds. As a result, what is happening is, while we are expected to verify, check, cross-check, verify, re-verify and all these things, the digital journalist or the YouTube journalist or New Age journalist, whatever name we give, he just goes and shares it on your Twitter courtesy this instrument. And another biggest problem is that sort of a linear communication which we had in the earlier times, now it is a horizontal spread of communication. Everybody hits the forward button and he shares. I have, let us say, 15,000 people following me on my Twitter. I share this information to 15,000 people, and that goes, multiplies, and it spreads in the society. So this horizontal level of communication has another facet, the monetization. If I am a YouTuber, I may be making money also, because if I make a video out of it, and if I fulfill the conditions of the YouTube of having 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 followers for my YouTube channel, I get advertisements placed automatically by the algorithm and I get my revenue out of it. So if I am an irresponsible digital journalist, I get money for peddling untruths also. I may be doing that unknowingly. Mistakes do happen. We do understand that, journalists make mistakes. But if it is without any malicious intent, we can forgive that thing. But a person having a malevolent intention and trying to push information which is blatantly false and untruthful and inciting a section of society, the problem comes. I think we are facing that right now. So in this backdrop, what needs to be done? The future is not so gloomy. It all depends on us. Whether you are a journalist or a citizen, instead of blindly forwarding anything and everything, if only you stop and check, I think half of the problem will be solved. Fact check. Fact check, you need a lot of resources, you need, all these things. But the advantage of the new technology is that even this fact check can be done online immediately. What with the advent of ChatGPT and everything, perhaps you could give a prompt, whether is this information true. I don't know, I haven't tried it out, but with the AI programs that are available and with the fact check organizations available, if only we are a bit careful in forwarding that video or in forwarding this message or that tweet, I think half or more than half of the problem will be solved. I think with this, I will close my observations here, and perhaps later we can interact with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.